Hello, everybody. Good to be with you again. It is Friday. I just love Fridays, and just means the weekend is coming and a little bit of resting and just rejuvenating and sleeping in. That's already is a pleasure for me. Anyway, I want to tell you about something that just came to me this week. And that's when somebody says something for the sake that it falls on your ears in a way that it's fertile, that you can understand and that you can agree. It may not be for their sake what they're saying, but for your sake, the way they say it. And what am I talking about? So every Friday, not every, I try to put some kind of a Jewish nuggets into my email blast. And I'm trying to always connect that with how we live today, something that happened in the Bible that I try to figure out how we take it today. And there is something magnificent that happens in this week Torah portion, which, by the way, was my son Torah portion for his Bar Mitzvah 7 years ago. The name of the parasha is Naso, which means lift up and be counted, or just be counted. So I think always as lift up, Naso, lift up and be counted, because just think about the energy of it, right? When you are counted as somebody on your team, in your house, in your family, and you're, let's say, the second sibling in the family, you stand up tall and proud and say, yeah, I'm number 2, or I'm number 1, or number 3, or so on. So anyway, this week, there is a beautiful part that we call the priestly blessing. And it has 3 parts. It used to be when the temple was in existence, then the priest blessed the rest of the Israelites. And since the temple was destroyed, it became more of a synagogue prayer that we do, especially in the traditional synagogues, as part of the services. But it also became common to do it on a Friday night when parents bless their children. And it's taken directly from the Torah. Okay, so it's something in the Bible that was taken out and now it's incorporated into the prayer service. And it has 3 parts, and that's what God blesses the people of Israel with. Okay? So I want to tell you what the 3 blessings are, and then I want to talk to you about how God said those 3 blessings in this order, so it lands on our ears, human beings, in a certain way. But from God's perspective, it may not be the order that he would say it for his own sake. He did it for the sake of the people. And then measure it against how sometimes we speak to someone in a way that we want them to understand it, not necessarily what we think is the order of importance. Okay, so the 3 blessings that God is giving them, and I'm using, by the way, my text right here. Yeah, it has Hebrew and English and all that, but the first one is, may God bless you and keep you. Tradition says that this is very much based on financial security, physical security. First of all, let's be blessed so we can have income. Let's be blessed with our bodies, and let's guard it. So God is saying, I will guard you so it will continue to be that you will continue to be healthy, that you continue to be blessed financially. Okay, so that's the first blessing. The second one is, may God lift up its face to you and give you grace. Okay, and that is connected to the spiritual. Just think about it, the idea of light. May God shine the light upon you. So the second blessing is more for spiritual. Okay. The third blessing says, may God lift up his head and give you peace. Okay. Isa Adonai panav elecha. Lift up the face and give you peace. And that's connected to emotional health. So we go physical, then we go into spiritual, then we go into emotional. That's for us as human beings, because we know that our first need is to have the psychological safety, the physical safety, and then we go into the other matters. However, and this is the thought that came to me this week, And I've read that a million times because I am that old. And I thought, wow, from God's perspective, perhaps it is from the bottom up. From God's perspective, it is us feeling at peace with ourselves is the first thing. And then when we feel at peace, we can be, since we're born in the image of God, we can show that light upon everyone else around us. And when we do that, then we go into the top level. That's when we feel blessed with anything that we have in our lives. And it made me feel, so much light just coming up with that thought to saying, and I know from my coaching, from just knowing the world, sometimes people have all the finance security in the world and they're still not in peace. They still don't feel that there is God's light upon them. So I think from God's perspective, he would wish us to go from the bottom up, to start with that inner peace, to go into the light of being to ourselves and others. And by doing that, we will feel blessed in all the ways possible. So I want you to think about how you, each and every one of you, is feeling that peace. What do you do to cultivate that sense of peacefulness in your heart? And then, how are you becoming a light unto others? So you give them grace. And last, count the ways in which you are blessed. There are so many ways that each and every one of us is blessed. And may it be that this weekend, you'll get a chance to think about the different blessings in your life and how they add to your serenity, to your equanimity, to your peace. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next time.